Hello everyone from the ranch, Knucklebark Ranch here in Redding, California. We're about, I don't know, 6-8 miles north of Redding. We're up off of Walkermine Road. We have a microclimate here at this place right here because we're on the north side of the mountain. And our frost line in this area is right down there by the gate. Let me zoom in for you. Oh, it won't do it. I wonder why. Anyways, right down there by that pedestal and the gate down there is where the frost line is. My neighbors down there, they have to put a cover over their citrus to make sure they get citrus. Otherwise, the frost is really hard on citrus trees. We don't have to do that up here. But what we're going to be doing today is we're going to be digging these onion sets up right here. I have a mixture in here. I'm thinking these are red onions and white, yellow sweets. So, and what we try to do every year is, wow, that just came right up. What we try to do every year is let these go to seed. And when they go to seed, we'll save those seeds and replant. These are seeds from last year. These here and these here. I don't know if I have any up there at the upper garden from last year, but I could tell by looking at them. I can't remember, and it might be written down up there. Anyways, so we're gonna take these out and we're gonna try to find a place to put them over in this garden here. We do have garlic right along here, and you can see the little garlics are coming up. Now these were planted really late. I know there's another one right there. So we may have some that might go rotten. Here's one right here, you can see. So yeah, they're coming up, and they will all year. Anyways, so I'm gonna pull these out, these red cabbages, because they're not gonna do anything. I think they're done. Anyways, so if we'd have got them planted earlier, I don't know, it's just red acre cabbage planted on 8/10. So that was first part of August, and it says 75 to 90 days. And here we are, the 6th of December, excuse me. So see, I have some kohlrabi that I planted on 9/28 right here, and these are the only ones that came up. So I'm gonna trim the leaves off of these because you can't eat the leaves, and they're really good for your digestion. They will make you, they give you a feeling of all right, never mind. They do, I still can't think of it. Anyways, they just give you a good feeling and make you feel really good. A feeling of well-being is what they give you, as well as ginger root. Ginger root will give you a great feeling of well-being. And so we do have kohlrabi here, right along here. And this red acre here has been here for quite a while. These right here are little cabbages. My mind is not working quite right today. Anyways, we have kohlrabi along here. We planted some garlic down on the end. We had some leftovers when I was preparing them to plant. So these guys are probably not going to do anything. Brussels sprouts. We planted those on the 25th of August. And it doesn't give me a maturity date. But the kohlrabi, we planted it in September, and it said 55 days. We're way past that, so they're probably not going to do anything. And then our snow peas, look at here. We're gonna let a lot of these go to get dry, and they're gonna grow there until we plant next year. Bolivar spinach is done. We pulled out a lot of this stuff. Here's the mint. Probably take that up and put it in the in the drying shed. We're probably going to grow onions here. I see these guys here. I don't think they're going to do anything either. Yeah, I wrote it down somewhere. It's pretty faded, and I can't read that. So, yeah, so now it's time to move on to other things. Yeah, you can take these and like I said, you can eat checking my soil. It does need to be watered. Can you believe it? It's December and it needs to be watered. So we are going to turn the water on after I get my onions planted and wait for these guys to wait for them to get watered. So I did turn this soil over before I planted these guys, so I'm probably not going to turn it over again. I don't want to disturb my garlic, but I think I'm going to put like 4 rows of onions here. I want to leave the back open up back there so that I can plant my vining stuff in the spring. We are probably going to plant tomatoes back over here again. We are going to be turning this because it has not been turned when we go to plant next year. I think I'm going to let that lay fallow until spring. Anyway, so we did take out all of our peppers, and we will be pulling these guys out. They're done. This deal here is full of water. Oh, well, I know it holds water now, huh? Anyway, so we're not going to treat these like perennials. All we're going to do is knock the dirt off of them, put them in our, we're going to start another compost heap somewheres, but all these will go into the compost too. And I do have I have garlic in there that I need to process. I bought a little garlic thing that gets the skins off of it. You just throw the garlic cloves in there, and it's got little rubber fingers that spin. I am going to build me one probably sometimes before the next harvest. And what I'm going to build a tumbling type of system that will have a little fan on it that will blow the I know I can come up with something, and I'll do some research, and if it's the only one out there, I will get it patented. Anyway, so we do have the capability to invent stuff. So we have done it in the past, and we just done some things. We have invented some things that I won't talk about right now, but after I get the patents on it. And when you start inventing stuff, if you keep doing it, if you keep inventing, it seems like it just one after another. You come up with ideas, and so I could treat those like perennials, but yeah, I'm not really wanting to go through the work. Look at the root wad. Hey, that's why you wanna fertilize these guys. Keep them fertilized every 2 weeks. You want to give them a shot of 999 or 15-15-15. Now on your tomatoes, I might have said the other here a while back that that 999 for your tomatoes, you can give it to them. But what I would do when you first plant your tomatoes, remember, always put a little bit of Epsom salt in there, and then a little bit of cement. So you want a little bit of magnesium and calcium. So that stuff, it always pays off, and then give it a little bit of Miracle Grow in there when you plant them. And when you grow them, if you buy them at the store and you bring them home and you clip the limbs off of them and you only have about that much left on the top, lay it down in a trench and then put that Epsom salt and the cement in there, and that'll work really good for you. You'll have a good crop. We didn't do that last year on those crops, but we did have that heat, that about 2 weeks of 120 degrees or whatever it was, and it really had an effect on our garden as well as our citrus trees. We have a lot of lemons, but they are small, and so you know, they love the heat, and they love that Mediterranean heat, you know. And you know, these citrus didn't have thorns in the Garden of Eden. It wasn't until the curse come along. I blame Adam and Eve, and man, am I pissed at them. Anyways, so that's what we're going to be doing today. We're going to take these little shears. I find these work the best for clipping off these leaves, and I clip them close because I don't want the stem like this. And then I'm going to pull these guys out. Just like that. And we'll make a pile. Now what you do with these when you take them in, I have a big stainless steel pan, and what I do with them is I will soak them. I'll put half a cup of vinegar in that pan, and cooking vinegar, and I mix it around real well, and then just let it soak. And you can soak them overnight if you want to do that, and then pull them out of there, rinse them the next morning, and cut them up, chop them up, and cook them. Then put them in your pot and cook them. Put a little bit of a bouillon in there with them, and maybe some pepper. I don't know how much salt I would use because the bouillon's going to have salt in it. Anyway, so that's how I cook them. And then we have bok choy over there. It was really good in soups, and you can. I'm going to be making some of that too. Anyways, and then if you have a wood stove, put your ashes in your compost heap. So I see this has got some nightshades growing in it. The potatoes are still growing. See, this is a nightshade. I forget what the name of it is. Right here. This is your potato. There's a potato. There's one, and they're still growing. So just leave them. And I won't turn this over until these potatoes are done. And they probably won't be done until springtime. Anyways, so, and I throw all of my kitchen waste in here. All of it. Everything. You know, you throw, put your ashes from your wood stove in there, put all your kitchen waste. I will pick these coffee filters out, and always put your coffee grounds in here also. You want to do that. So, and your eggshells, your coffee grounds. And if you grow citrus, never throw your peels away. Citrus peels are excellent for your compost pile. You'll be surprised how much stuff you'll be able to grow come springtime with that compost you make out of that stuff. And I'm going to treat my soil too. I am going to do some soil treatments to try to get rid of the aphids, because this garden right here has always been infected with aphids from day one. And it is certainly because we get that unprocessed, they call them overs out there at Abernathy, where they grind that yard waste up. And the city Reading goes around, collects green waste, and then they pile it until they get a big old pile, and then they run it through their grinders, and then they put it in them black tubes that gets that compost to cooking. Well, that compost, it'll kill the viruses, it'll kill the molds, the mildews, and it'll kill the bugs in that. So I'm not going to buy any more overs because of that. So if you get the good stuff, then you shouldn't have any weeds, pests, or diseases, or molds and mildews. So that's that. Anyways, so I'll show you a little bit later on, once we get these planted, once I get the soil prepped and I get them planted, and then we'll go from there. It looks like these onions are doing well. Now this warm weather, I'm gonna trim these off again, because as long as I can keep these trimmed back, and they'll continue to grow throughout the winter. I've never been able to grow onions here, so we'll see. I mean, if the weather was a little bit colder, we could probably grow onions. And then, because sometimes in February, like we have right now in December, we get like an Indian summer, or it just warms up above 45 or 50 degrees. I don't know what the cutoff is on it right off the top of my head. I could look it up. But if you grow your onions, try to acclimate them to your climate, just like everything else. That's why you want to let some of these go to seed, and then replant those seeds the following year. And you know, I like the yellow onions, yellow sweets, Walla Wallas. I planted Walla Wallas up in the upper garden, and the Walla Wallas didn't look like they were doing very good. But my onions, my purple onions that I planted up there, are doing excellent. So, and I did trim them off. Was it day before yesterday, and put the tops in the drying shed. And so one thing we did learn from this last year is we put our garlic, all of the garlic that we put in the drying shed didn't last. All the garlic that we put over here under this cover, and then just let the air, the ambient air in there, and it was good, well ventilated and stuff. And so that's what we used to set our garlic racks on, and they're over there. And it all lasted. It's still good. In fact, I'm going to put together some packages of lemons and garlic, and I don't know about the greens, but lemons and garlic, and I'll go around to my neighbors and hand them out. We got some new neighbors down there. I'll give them a welcome package, welcome to the neighborhood package, and go from there. Anyways, so yeah, we got quite a bit of work here to do, even in the wintertime. Not as much as the summertime, but now is the time to just take it easy and spend time with the family and relax. Okay, well, thanks for watching. God bless you all.